My name is Benson the Biking Viking, and I am just starting my cycle trip from Alaska to Argentina. It's going to be 18,000 miles of fun. Hope you're ready to join me.
Let's kick it. Ice, baby. Ice, baby.
So just before I start this week's video, a suggestion made about last video was that I wasn't showing some of the experiences such as the Atticum Pass and the bits where my tyres were getting clogged up with the concrete stuff. The main reason for that is because when the weather turns bad, I don't want to get this camera out, I don't want to get my drone out. My GoPro's playing up at the moment. However, I do have some phone footage of that. I'm going to include it. We'll see in this rewind section if it works. Let me know if you like it, if you hate it, whatever, and I'll include it whilst I sort my GoPro out. So it's this is a rewind section to the Atticum Pass. I just wanted to show the snowstorm I kind of went through, the ground, etc. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. But it is snowing and the roads wet and concrete. Like, yo! No idea what the temperature is. It's bloody cold. Gradient is getting there, and somewhere around here it's going to get higher. I don't even know where the road goes. I need to get through that and I can drop down. Scratch that. I've seen the road. See the truck. So we drop down here, come back around. That's the climb, baby. Halfway, I hope. You cannot see much. Oh, just got to the top. Not much to see because a bit of a blizzard, and I'm just wrapping up warm to make sure that I don't get too cold on the descent. So I can't say I've ever been in this situation before. At the Canada Border Service, in a car queue, waiting to be let in. There's a queue of cars, there's the border. Beautiful. I'm in a queue. British love queues. And there is mosquitoes everywhere, so I'm being eaten alive. I'm going to swat them away and I'll record on the other side. Good morning on day 16. The Canadian flag is on board. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Quite windy, headwind, but I feel good today. Could just be the fact that I'm less than 10k into a ride. But first day in Canada after completing 150 kilometers yesterday. The legs feel good, man. Simon, who is the guy I met in Myanmar, he convinced me to do this journey 4 or 5 years ago. He said at the time, even if you're not into cycling, after the first 2 weeks, the fitness just kicks in. I realised it's been 2 weeks, and I kind of feel it. Legs feel good, knees starting to feel better. We'll see how I feel in 50k. Maybe I'll be back where I was. But right now, I feel good, and I'm back to normal. I figured out why I felt so good this morning though. Coffee and a pecan pie. Pecan pie for breakfast, that is indulgent. Sugar rush, baby. That's all it was. No, I still feel good. Knee feels a lot better still. But yeah, definitely feeling these headwinds a bit more now that the sugar has worn off. Welcome to today's cooking up a storm. Dinner this evening, we have biscuits and gravy, as donated by Lewis. I'm going to turn you off so that you can see the finished product. So there is the biscuits and gravy, ready to be covered for 5 minutes. So whilst we're waiting for this, we had a little bit of a tuna as a snack. Now I've worked up an appetite, I've realised how hungry I am. So that's the beauty of the last few days where I've been fed and I haven't had to cook. I'd completely forgotten what it's like to get to these days where you're kind of, I reckon I'm 3,000 under a 3,000 calorie deficit, and I don't want to eat all of my food because then I'll be buggered for the next few days. It's fun. Now, to the viewers at home, that might look like a pile of sludge, but for those that know me, that doesn't bother me anyway. See, for me, that's beautiful. Most people, I guess, not. Could just be the cycling. Today's been a weird one. In the headwinds the whole day, just head down, rolling through. Pulled up at the end of the day. There was one campsite which I got told, be careful there, it's got a grizzly bear infestation. But because of that, they've got electric tents the whole way around. So I was like, cool, so I'll go check it out because that sounds like maybe the safest place to be in this area. And as I'm cruising down the road, pops a grizzly bear. Well, he's blocking the way to the actual visitor centre for me to ask the question about the grizzly bears, so I think I'll give that one a miss. Slog of a morning it has been. I am now at the top of the hill, which should then drop down into Haynes Junction. I'm hoping the wind stops, but I've been hoping that now for a while. Yesterday was a tale of three halves. Had an awesome morning at Quiney Lake, then was in incredibly strong winds for hours on end. And then the second half of yesterday, riding wise, I just powered down out of Haynes Junction, and it felt like I had a tailwind or I was out of the wind for the first time, and that has carried on today. So I've just been powering down, but the weather is crazy. Look at this. I'm heading into, I don't think this is a cloud, but I don't know what it is. Good morning. I am at Miles Canyon on my way out of Whitehorse. So I got here a few days ago. It was hosted by some wonderful people called Sam and Meg from Warm Showers. The plan now is to head south on the Alcan Highway. So it's quite remote and very similar to the Dalton in a way, in that I don't think there's going to be much signal, many resupply points, and there's rumours of lots of bears eating berries on the side of the road. So looking forward to that. Just cycled 170 kilometers from Whitehorse to just outside of Teslin. A few people have asked where I stay. Majority of the time I've been wild camping. But whenever I kind of get to a big city, I've been couch surfing or warm showers. Occasionally I get recommendations on recommendations. So I met up with a friend yesterday who I met in Myanmar 5 years ago, and she introduced me to her friends. Her friends suggested that I camp at somebody's house down here. So I've turned up at their house, and then she said my friend a couple of kilometers down the road has actually got a beachside camp spot and will cook you dinner. So I'm going to keep on cycling. But she said that there is an old sled dog here, and I asked if I could still go and say hello. So I'm hoping this dog here is Shooter and that he's friendly, but we will see. I think this is our house. Shooter! Hey buddy! Hello! Hello buddy! Oh! Hello! Shooter was a sled dog. I think he's a bit too old now. We were going to camp together tonight, weren't we, buddy? I better keep on cycling down. Maybe I'll see you later, buddy. The cold one this morning. It's getting colder in general, so I headed south from Whitehorse 2 days ago now. Had a big day, 180 kilometers down to there. That was a knackering day. Ended up calling the lady that I was meant to be hosted with. She was told me she was having dinner down the road. Got to their house, made a lovely camp on the beach, it was awesome. But then Scott, the guy who was cooking dinner, was on the phone for like an hour, and I was, we were getting really, really hungry. So we had dinner quite late. I was absolutely knackered. So we head out the tent to like go to bed and look up, and I'm like, oh, these are really nice stars, and there's like a beautiful something in the sky. So I like take a picture, and in my tired state, I just go to bed. I don't really know what's going on. I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone and I realise it's the Northern Lights, and I'm like, damn. So I'm here in the Signpost Forest, which was made in the middle of World War II. There was like a veteran who was known as like the lonesome homesick guy. So he put a sign up in the middle of the town which had directions back to his hometown in Illinois. And then here we are 60, 70 years later, and everybody's doing it. You've got people just chuck up license plates, people bring signs from their hometowns and chuck them up, people make signs now. It's quite cool. So just spending time wandering around here, seeing if I can find any from England, and then setting up camp nearby tonight with some internet. Nice. Catch you later.